Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
What is real love? Well, it's such a beautiful question because love itself is really, I believe, the energy that keeps everything alive. And it doesn't matter if it's between a man and a woman, a man and a man, a woman and a woman, a man and a tree, a woman and a tree. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's with a romantic partner, with your parent, with your child, as I said, with your tree, with a sunset, with the divine, in form, not in form. Because here's the thing about love. Love is such an energy that regardless of whom or what you really love, if the love is real and full and complete, it actually overflows into the rest of your life. This is why, in the workplace, somebody walks in and everybody says, oh, someone had a good weekend, right? They don't have to tell you. You understand. Your colleague is glowing. People who are in love are much better tippers. Now, they're not in love with the waiter or waitress. They don't even know the waiter or waitress. But there's something about the quality of being in love that overflows. And even if my loved one is not sitting at the table with me, I'm in love with the world now through that experience of love. And so really that when you say between a man and a woman, whomever we love, whatever we love, is the pathway through which we experience love. And here's how you know that. Let's say you're sitting in the room with your loved one, and you're melting, you're merging in love, you're looking in each other's eyes, and you're swimming in that place that only love can do. Then your loved one gets up and goes into the kitchen to get a glass of water. Are you any less happy? Do you feel love any less? The loved one says, I'm going to go out and buy some ice cream. I'll be right back. Do you feel any less love? No. Now, this is an important point. If that love were due to the physical presence of your loved one, then every foot they took away from you, your joy would decrease. These air conditioners give us cool air. Those of you sitting very close to them in the back are getting much more cool air than, for example, I am up here in front. Because the machines are back there. And every foot you walk away from them, you're getting less and less cool air. Go to the other side of this wall, you're going to get none. But love, through the one you love, what happens is it actually awakens love within you. And so whether the loved one is in the bathroom, in the kitchen, at the store getting ice cream, at work, on a trip to another city in another country, your experience of love doesn't dissipate. Because it's in you. The loved one has been a path to open love in you. And that's the power that love has. And so when we say we're going to be in love forever, fullness, completeness, well, it has to be therefore in love with that which is eternal. See, the body keeps changing. If you and I are in love, and you go away for the weekend, or I go away for the weekend, and I come back 3 days later, I'm not going to be the same person who walked away from you. My skin cells have sloughed off and regenerated. You didn't notice, I didn't notice, but I guarantee it's happened. Everywhere we go. It's how forensic science works. Everywhere you go, you're leaving bits of your skin. That's what happens. Sloughs off every few days. If you and I were separated for months or years, every cell of my body would have regenerated, my blood cells, my organs. I would come in front of you without one cell of the original being you loved. Which means that if we're making promises, if we're taking vows to love forever, well, then I better be loving something other than your body. Because that body keeps changing. Doesn't mean I can't appreciate the body. God has given us beauty, whether it's the beauty of a human body, whether it's the beauty of a sunset, the beauty of a tree, the beauty of the moon, for us to appreciate it, I'm sure. My faith in God is so complete that I don't think anything is given for no purpose. I don't believe there would be the beauty in the world and that we would have been given eyes with which to behold the beauty in the world. Eyes that are able to see the spectrum of color we can see, that are able to hear this entire range of sound we can hear. If we weren't supposed to see and hear and enjoy and appreciate. But there's a difference between appreciating the form and the form being what you're loving. So if our love is going to be eternal, or even if you're not ready to go to eternity, if you're prepared to love for a decade, you better figure out how to love something other than the body. And that's what love is. If it's just the body, it's lust. Lust isn't just sexual, it's physical in general. If it's your body I'm attached to, that's lust. But if it's really love, then it's soul, it's spirit, it's essence, it's consciousness. And if I'm connecting to your soul, spirit, essence, consciousness, well, you can't do body to soul. You can do body to body or soul to soul. So the beautiful thing, this is why being in love feels so good. In order to love your soul, I have to come at it from my soul. Which means I'm living from my soul. Living from spirit, living from consciousness. Yeah, my hands may love to touch you. My eyes may love to see you. My ears may love to hear you. But the real love of you, not what you do, not what you look like, not what you sound like, has to be soul to soul. And so that's the only essential ingredient to everlasting love. Because then, of course, when the body-mind makes mistakes, due to our karmic package, due to anger, due to greed, due to lust, due to confusion, due to fear, I'm connected to the soul. I'm connected to something much deeper than the you who just yelled at me. I'm connected to something much deeper than the you who's in a bad mood. I don't need to change your mood in order to feel okay. Rather, I can sit with you soul to soul, even when your mind is in a bad mood, because I'm not threatened by it. The connection is deeper. And the other piece, which my Guru Puja Swamiji always says, is the mantra to a happy marriage, when you're actually talking about marriage and not just general love, but actually married love, is the mantra is, okay, honey. Whatever the other one says, okay, honey. If you can perfect that mantra, you'll have a very happy marriage. So if you can do both, from the soul to the mantra of okay, honey, you'll have all your bases covered. But for those of you who aren't married, don't worry about it. Because the gift of love is not something that exists exclusively in a man-to-woman marriage. The gift of love is something, as I said, that can come with any relationship. Human to human, human to tree, human to animal, human to divine, human to river. Doesn't matter what you love. Just love. Because through that love, you're going to uncap the source of love within you. And that love within you, when it flows, that river of love, when it flows within you, is that which brings you everything. All of that we're looking for comes on the river of love. And it's something that every one of us can do. Doesn't matter if you're married, if you have a romantic partner. Doesn't matter if you don't have any friends. Doesn't matter if your parents aren't living and you have no children. Every one of us has the capacity to love. Because remember, as I said, love is within us. The other person has just been a path to it. So whatever our path may be, find something. Something you can love. It can be a plant. It can be your pet. Really. It should be alive. It should be alive. Because then there's an experience. It doesn't have to be. As I said, it could be a sunset. But ideally, if there's a pulse of life to pulse of life, with anything that's alive. I've experienced some of the most beautiful moments of connection with trees, literally. Some of my most beautiful moments have been hugging trees. So you can feel it anywhere. And then once you experience it somewhere, once that source has been uncapped, then you have the ability to access it anywhere. And then it just flows. Are there any other questions? Yes.
What is the actual definition of peace? Is still touch, texture and sound. And what is the way I got it and when I feel that I got it?
Okay, what is the definition of peace, did you say? And then where did you go with touch and sight and sound?
It's texture, touch and sound. And when I feel that I got it and what is the way I got it?
That you got peace. When this moment, this breath is enough, you have experienced peace. When this moment is not enough, when you can't be here in this moment because you're worried about what you're going to get in the next moment, you'll never have peace. When what happened in previous moments have encroached upon this moment, you won't have peace. When this moment, right here, right now. This breath is enough. Doesn't mean you don't have goals. Doesn't mean you don't have plans for the future. It just means that right here, right now, in this breath, you are okay. You are enough. It's all enough. That's peace. Yes. What is the way you got it? By letting go of the next moment and the last moments. Because that's what encroaches upon it. You cannot be peaceful yesterday or tomorrow. You can only be peaceful right now. And so if your yesterday is encroaching on today, "Hare yaar, aapne aise kaise bola, kaise kiya? तुम इतनी बेवकूफ हो, my God, I cannot believe कि तुमने ऐसे बोला." वो तो बोला, हो गया. It's over. पीछे तो जा नहीं सकते ही कोई. But now you're here. But that past has encroached upon the present. The only way to be in the present is to leave that behind. Or the future. अब क्या होगा? चाहे 5 साल के बाद, 50 साल के बाद, 5 मिनट के बाद, अच्छा भोजन में क्या मिलेगा? कितनी देर वेट करना पड़ेगा भोजन के लिए? Right? You're not here. वो भी अपनी शांति को खींच लेते हैं. That also steals our peace. And this is why the way you got it, this is why in meditation people are able to experience it, because as we work with finding the space between thoughts, because the thought is always going to be either about the past or the future. It's what our thoughts do. As I'm able in meditation to access that space between the thoughts, and as that space expands, well, into that space comes peace. Into that space is peace already. That's where peace lives. Puja Swamiji always says, he says, it's very simple. We all say, I want peace. I want peace. He says, but if you take away the I, and you take away the want, bache kya? Peace. What is it that blocks the peace? The I and the want. The ego and the desires. So peace is there. But I have to be free of yesterday and tomorrow, of I and of want, in order to experience it. And if I've experienced it, then that's the way. It's the only way.